Hey folks, Plev here. And in this IL-2 Korea tutorial, I'll be walking you through how to quickly and efficiently set up your controls. I've organized this video into chapters by category of controls. Not all of these controls will be strictly necessary, and you can come back to this video later on if you need to bind something you might have missed. Without further ado, let's get started and get you flying and fighting as fast as possible. We'll start by going to Settings and clicking on Key Mapping. Let's begin by binding our flight control surfaces by going to the Axes tab. We'll want to bind Pitch, Elevator, Roll, Ailerons, and Yaw, Rudder. You'll also want to bind to an axis if possible the wheel brake right and wheel brake left. To a button, you should bind the wheel brake's common differential. If possible, for piston engines, you'll want to have your propeller RPM and pitch bound to an axis. I have that on my left throttle. And you'll want to have mixture control if possible. Having these bound to an axis are going to help you have more fine control when managing piston aircraft. Speaking of engine controls, let's head over to the Engine Controls tab and bind the following. Next, let's go to the Engine tab and let's ensure that we've got the water radiator and oil radiator bound along with inlet cowl shutters. You'll also need water radiator server open and water radiator server close, along with oil radiator server open and oil radiator server close. This can be the same as your above water radiator and oil radiator controls. For some aircraft down the line, you may also need your outlet cowl shutters. You'll also want to bind boost on and off, jet boosters fire, and jet boosters jettison if possible. Now let's go to all categories. And let's search up the term trim. We'll begin by binding elevator manual trim pitch up and down. You'll also want to get aileron manual trim right and left, and if possible, rudder manual trim right and left. Below our manual trim controls, we have our servo trimming controls for more modern aircraft. These bindings can respectively match your manual trimming controls, but we'll talk through them anyways. Bind your stabilizer servo pitch up and pitch down, and elevator servo pitch up and pitch down. This can, again, match your manual trim pitch up and down. We'll also bind our aileron servo trim right and left, and rudder servo trim right and left if possible. These can match your manual trim controls as well. Next, let's come down to the Weapons tab. We'll want to bind fire guns group 1 and 2 separately if possible. If you can't do so, you can bind fire all guns to fire all fixed weapons on your aircraft at one time. Fire guns group 3 will be unnecessary at this time. We'll also want to bind all of the following bomb drop smokes, rocket launch, jettison stores, I strongly recommend that one, bomb selector, rocket selector, and bomb bay open and close. You won't need bomb fuses on and off. In the Weapons tab under the Gunsight category, you'll want to bind Gunsight mode, Gunsight position. You won't need Gunsight filter and brightness. You will absolutely need Gunsight cage if you want to use more advanced targeting methods in different aircraft in-game. You'll want Gunsight adjust reset, Gunsight adjust target range, Gunsight adjust target size, and Gunsight adjust tilt. You won't need radar rangefinder range limit, but I do recommend you bind it. Later on in more advanced Gunsight tutorials, you'll see that it can be useful. You'll also want radar rangefinder reset. Next, in the Systems tab, let's ensure that we've got our landing gear bound as we'd like it. By default, the G key will function just fine. I also recommend flaps extend and retract. This can either be an axis or it can be assigned to buttons. You should also bind your air brakes extend and retract, or if you don't have two separate buttons for that, simply bind air brakes extend and retract toggle. If you search the term radiator under all categories, you can bind your radio channel nearest active beacon, radio compass channel next, and radio compass channel previous. Under the taxiing subcategory of the Systems tab, let's ensure we've got tail and nose wheel steering lock and unlock bound, and we've already bound earlier the wheel brakes common differential for red 4 aircraft and the wheel brake left and right for blue 4 aircraft. Under fuel system, you should bind jettison drop tanks. This will come in handy if you get jumped while carrying them. Under the lights subsection of the Systems tab, I recommend you have your navigation lights bound in case you need to signal friendlies in multiplayer. Next, let's go to the Cockpit View tab and let's bind Zoom Cockpit View in and out and Zoom Cockpit View reset. I hope this video helped you out. There will definitely be more controls added down the line, but this is more than enough to get you started in this game. Guys, please like, comment, and subscribe if this video did help you out, and check the comments for a link to my Discord. Plev, out.